Now we're going to go into arm rotation or arm circle. It's a lot of questions out there exactly how to teach it and what to do, but I think if you keep it pretty basic, it makes it really easy. And remember, in the beginning, no matter how their pre-motion is for a pitcher to get into, however they're going to get into with their arm circle, it really doesn't matter what they do as long as they get to the point of where they're driving towards their catcher, reaching up towards the sky, and reaching back down towards the ground where their knuckles are dragging on the ground. So it's mostly essential that it's a big full circle, nice and loose, relaxed arm. What I'm really going to point out, which I feel like a lot of coaches and a lot of pitchers do not pay enough attention to, is the glove arm. I believe in an arm rotation, the glove arm is definitely as much involved as is the pitching arm, essentially, but it is not throwing the ball, so people don't seem to see the result. You'll see as if when I make a glove arm dead that it really throws the balance off and goes back to all those drills that we've worked so hard to get to this point where we're working on arm rotation. You know, with this drill and arm rotations, it's a lot like when we were talking about that drills are basically like medicine. Really, you're not working on arm rotation unless there's a problem or an illness. And all these drills that I'm going to prescribe for you to make these illnesses better or make a healthy arm circle or rotation is what these are for. The first one we're going to go into is what we call reach for the sky or reach for the coach. And it looks like a lot of different things that you can do. But you get your pitcher just in their basic motion, and as they drive through out towards the camera, you're making sure they're driving out towards that power line, out towards that catcher, and up towards the sky. A lot of time you'll see pitchers that have their arm over to the side here, or they have their arm completely locked. We don't want either of those. We want a nice, loose and relaxed up, reach for the sky arm that's nice and loose and relaxed yet ready to fire. Then after we go from that drill, basically going into phase one, which we've worked on all the time, we can just go right up, reach for the sky, phase one, see where their arm is, and their biceps right by their ears, not out to the side, and we'll move into a wall drill that'll also help you with that. But that's one of the things. Another thing that we'll show you also is by putting a chair by the side of the pitcher, you can have a coach stand up and put their hand up and try to reach up for the sky. Now, like we talked about drills causing problems, that's one you have to be careful with, because sometimes if the coach's high point is too high for the pitcher, they'll start pushing up or getting on their tippy toes, and that's not the essential drill. So make sure you adjust it to your pitcher so they're just reaching up for the sky as high as they can with their throwing arm. And then the next thing to that drill is what we call scraping your knuckles on the ground. Be very careful when you're talking to young pitchers because they'll take you literally. You necessarily don't want them bending over, scraping their arms on the ground looking like they're bowling. But what you're doing is as they're coming up, people who tend to bend their elbow coming down, you want them to feel like they're going down to drag their knuckles on the ground so that they can feel that coming through here. So once again, it's up high towards the sky, phase one, phase two, down towards the knuckles on the ground.